you guys. We got Phil Skratch Cummings, Skratch with a K, and he's here today to chop up his life, his comedy trajectory. We're going to go way back into his childhood and help him remember things he never knew happened.
Let's not do that.
That could be really bad.
Actually, my childhood was probably a lot more fun.
Yes, wasn't? Boy, I remember my childhood. It was a lot more fun than going out there now today, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's tricky times these days. This is about all we got left to do right here.
Yeah, there goes a bicyclist behind you. He's got a tan.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few people out here at the beach, honestly, especially after we just had a tropical storm go by. That's why
Yes.
the waves are kind of, that's why they're kind of the way they are right now. I figured I could either do this from inside my house or, I could do it where I like to spend a lot of my time, which is, right here at the beach. So here I am.
Are you a surfer, dude?
I am not. I've tried surfing years ago, and it didn't really work out as well as I'd like it to. I like the boogie board, though. I like to go in the water. I like to really pretty much just sit here and stare at the ocean. I like to do that the most. And my roommate surfs, though.
Oh, wow. So let me go into your introduction so people know who you are.
Yeah.
Skratch with a K is currently the afternoon drive DJ at 104.7 The Rock of Daytona. The Rock of Daytona. You heard of The Rock. Well, this is The Rock of Daytona. He's a 14-year comedy career veteran. Yes, we get to vet out veterans.
Vet out.
And he's a former wrestling manager in the FSW, Future Stars of Wrestling, in Las Vegas, where he was 2013 Manager of the Year, former somehow manager at LA Comedy Club and the Stratosphere Casino. And he spent 8 years in Las Vegas before returning to his hometown in Daytona Beach, Florida, to take the job in radio. He's the founder of Skratch with a K's Vegas Comedy Club, Florida. Woo! My goodness.
Buddy.
Talk about a veteran of comedy and radio and wrestling. Let's get into this.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of everything, and I'm almost good at some of them.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, artists like to have their hands in a lot of different pots.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like if you just hand me a microphone, I can do the job for you, provided it needs a microphone.
Yes. And there's nothing better than getting feedback from a microphone. Sometimes it's better than the feedback we get from each other sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Of course, the feedback you get from your friends that are comedians when you're at a comedy show and you're bombing or whatever, they're like, dude, that sucked. I mean, when you get that kind of feedback, you tend to appreciate that more because at least they're being honest with you. Sometimes you have sets that are kind of mediocre and comics are like, oh, that was a great set, when you were like, nah, it wasn't, but thanks for, whatever.
Yes. I won't tell anybody they did great if they didn't, but some people, like on Zoom, people are so complimentary. And you heard like 3 laughs in 5 minutes and they're telling you killed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I've seen like new comics too, go up and we've all done it. We've all bombed, but I've seen new comics go up and bomb and they come up and they'll ask you, hey, how do you think I did? Hey, look, you were on stage. You know how you did. You know what I mean? You don't need to ask me how you did, but I'm always willing to help out comics, no matter how long, if they've been in the game longer than me or less than me. I'm a comics comic. I love to help comics, and I love to try to help people when I can, get a little further, because you can't really do it all by yourself.
I try to ask people what I could do better, and a few people like Adam Dominguez and Richard Chasler, they'll tell me specific things, but a lot of times people, I guess they might be afraid to tell an old lady what she can do better.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say, I like to, like I said, I like to help. And if, sometimes I don't always like to just go in and go, hey, let me give you some advice. because sometimes, you know, you might take that the wrong way. If I try to tell you, hey, you know, maybe you should try this, or maybe you should do something a little better or whatever, when, you know, really it's just trying to help. But if anybody ever asks me, you know, for my opinion or for some help or some things like that, I'm always all in on that.
That's super cool to know. Boy, I'll tell you what, I would love to have some help once in a while. If you ever see me post a video and you have time to listen to it, just write me and tell me, if you switch this joke around and drop this, it'd be so much better. I'm open.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to do that. I mean, I'm the last person that knows everything. You know, I don't know everything, and I'm still learning every day as well. And I like to learn from people as much as I like to help. I'm never going to tell anybody anything I don't know. And if I don't know, I'm just going to tell you I don't know. And but like I said, I still have a lot to learn myself. And I try to work hard every day at getting better at everything I do.
That's the thing. Every single thing you do, you can try to make it a little better every day.
Oh yeah, for sure, because it always could be better every single day. I try to, as you can see from me being out at the beach right now, I try to live life the best I can every single day, whether it comes to my personal life or my career. You know, some days don't go the way we wanted to, but it's not going to be from a lack of effort of me making the best of it.
There you go. Same here. My heart is just like yours. I tick the same way you do on that.
Yep.
So tell me about your early life. Were you one of the funny kids in school that went to the principal, or?
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time. I was always getting in trouble in school. I mean, you know, it's funny. I wish I had it. I'm one of those guys that says, if I wish I had it to do all over again. You know, if I knew now what I knew then. I wish I had all that back so I could do it differently. But yeah, when I was in school, it wasn't so much. You know, it's funny. I guess I didn't like going as much. You know, so when I was there, I was always trying to just be funny, or I was always a disruption, and I was always getting in trouble. I remember one time specifically when I was in like the 8th grade, I had went to the restroom. When I came back in, I opened the door and I was like, "Wop, bop, a loo, bop," and then like 3 people were like, "About bamboo," and then I got sent right to the office for that. So, you know, just stupid stuff, kind of like I do now. Really, I just do stupid stuff now. Just people pay me for it now and like it, as opposed to me getting in trouble and sent to the office for it. But yeah, I used to get in a lot of trouble in school. I'm always trying to have a good time and just be goofy and enjoy what I'm getting out of life. Who knows how long we'll be here?
That's right. Every day is a gift. You know, in the 50s when I grew up, if you were funny, you were thought to be mentally retarded, and now we can't even say mentally retarded.
Right. I might possibly actually be that. It just doesn't show signs. I'm not sure. I do tend to do some stupid things occasionally.
What's the stupidest thing you've ever done?
I don't think I'm gonna get into that right now.
I love practical jokes. I have pulled more practical jokes in my life than you can imagine.
Yeah, I once did a practical joke on a neighbor of mine. He lived downstairs from me, and I went downstairs and I took a big piece of plastic and I thumbtacked it to his front door. So when he came out and opened his door, it was closed off by the plastic. And so yeah, I've done that. When I've gone to the races out here at Daytona and stuff, I've gone around. I don't really want to let this one out of the bag, but I've gone around and zip tied people's tents shut, just for the fun of it. And I've done that as a grown ass man. I probably have done that in the last couple of years.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm talking about people. I'm talking about people I don't even know. I'm not talking about, like, I've done it to my buddies, but I've done it plenty of times to just, hey, look at this tent over here. Run over and zip tie the tent shut and go about my business.
That's hilarious.
It's gotta suck if you gotta pee in the middle of the night and you can't get out of your tent. I know that.
That would suck. Do you like? They probably think that probably a zip tie turns it automatically into a great big trash bag.
I'm pretty sure that it does, because I'm pretty sure you got to tear your way out of the tent to get out of it. I don't know.
One time we had this girl at a bank where I worked. She was a brat. You know, she was a capital B. She was no help. She was she was always eating. She'd never wait on the customers. We always had to do her work. And she would sit at a typewriter and act like she was typing or whatever. So I super glued a thumbtack to the return carriage so that the thumbtack was sticking out. And when she had to hit the return carriage, she got a thumbtack in her hand. That was the worst I ever did.
Uh,
It felt
hey,
good.
practical jokes are fun, I guess. I mean, I'm a person that could take it because I like to dish it out. You know,
Yes.
so I like to joke around. I like to bust chops. I like to play practical jokes, things like that. But I also can take it. You know, some people like to do it and not be able to take it. I can take it. Like roasts. Roasts
Yes.
are one of my favorite comedy formats to do because I feel like the harder you go in, the funnier it is. And I take it the same way. And anytime I've been in a roast, I've always been excited to see what people have to say about me. You know, what they come up with to joke around and bust my chops about, man. I love it. Like I said, I love to take it as much as I love to give it. Well, maybe not as much, but something close to it.
What are some funny things that have been said about you at a roast, Phil?
Oh, let's see, man. There has been some good ones. You know, you got me trying to think back through all these roasts and think of something that was said about me that was pretty good.
Somebody said to me the other day when she came on this show, she said, "You look like you're a combination of Marge Simpson and the medium from Long Island."
Nice. I've been in a couple different roasts. One was here in Florida, and one was in Vegas. I've been called Hack with a K. So I've been called Hack with a K, which is ironic, being that a comic here came up with that and a comic in Vegas came up with that. So that really actually makes that a little hacky. But yeah, just all kinds of different stuff. Like I look like Conor McGregor. So I've been called Conor McBeggar. I think that was one of the ones. And when I used to ride the bus out in Las Vegas, I got told one time in a roast battle that that the bus took twice as long to get there because it had to avoid all the school zones I wasn't allowed in. You know, things like that, man. There's been some good ones said about me.
So funny. So who's your favorite roast icon in the world?
My favorite roast icon in the world? Like who is, tell you, man. I'll tell you, Greg Giraldo was always one of my favorites.
Yes. Oh my God.
He was always one of my favorite roasters. And like I said, the roast format is just one of my favorites. It's something I like to be part of anytime I get an opportunity. You know, I was in a couple of roast battles out in Las Vegas at the LA Comedy Club, and I got put out 2 times by the guy that won it, which was Bobby Wayne Stotts. And man, we had some good battles, especially that first one. That first one was pretty good too, man. We went back and forth pretty good, man. I love that guy. Shout out to Bobby Wayne Stotts.
Hey, Bobby Wayne, how are you doing? I'll tag him so he sees the shout out.
Yeah, nice.
Awesome. What temperature do you have in Florida today?
Oh, it is currently 90 degrees here in Daytona Beach.
All right. Would you do an impersonation of a weatherman expecting a hurricane? They crack me up when they're out there.
I'd have to take this with me and end up in water this deep and be like, it's crazy out here. Well, it's currently 91 degrees right here at Ponce Inlet, Florida. As you can see, the waves are, I don't know, 1,500 feet. I don't know how big they are. They're not that big. And we got the storm moving northwest, I think, still. I don't know. Who cares? You know why? Because it passed us up and it's going to hit somebody else. Power to it.
They crack me up when they go out there and risk their lives after 69 years of watching them say the same shit over and over. It's funny.
Over and over. They try to scare you. They try to scare you. I mean, right now I'd be like, look, but this isn't it. The tide's going to get high. It's possible that the storm surge is going to be up over my head. There's no telling what might happen the rest of the day. Yeah, because you're a weatherman. You have no idea what's going to happen the rest of the day.
And then they use all the sexual innuendos when they're giving the weather, you know, like pounding and, you know, They use all kinds of sexy words to talk about the weather, and then I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Like, do I
Right, you
go
don't know
in?
whether you're watching the weather or a porno.
So tell me about the very first time that you went up on stage.
As a comic,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I was emceeing for a while, DJing and emceeing and stuff. And at the time, I had a part-time job on the radio station, just starting out. This was years ago. Didn't have any clue what I was doing on the radio at all. That's why I didn't last long at the time. I was DJing at this place in New Smyrna Beach called Pub 44. And they had a Giggles Comedy Club in there. And when I was working there, they were like, hey, man, we need somebody to host the comedy club on this certain night, whatever, a week. I go, really? They're like, yeah, we're going to have you do it. I'm like, really? I'm like, all right, cool. I always wanted to be a comedian, you know what I mean? I'll give this a shot, whatever. So the first time I had hosted, I went on stage and I had told some jokes that I had already written and used on the radio. So I had material instead of being caught off guard. I like to do crowd work, even still today. So, you mix that in a little bit or whatever. And
Yeah.
it surprisingly, my first time on stage was pretty good. It was pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. I had people coming up asking me after the show, where are you going to be at next? And I'm like,
Wow.
no, I'm going to be here. I mean, I DJ, I'm on the radio, I'm going to be hosting here again, every time or whatever. And they're like, oh, we thought you were one of the comedians. You were funny. And so from that day on, I was like, I could do this. And, they all haven't been winners in all the years I've been there. The good thing is that after so many years, you realize you're going to bomb and you realize you're going to win and you're going to lose and you're going to, whatever happens, and you just take it, learn from it and build and move forward. So am I never going to bomb again? Of course I am. Of course I am. Am I going to learn from it? Yes, I am. Am I going to make things better? Yes, I am. Am I going to bomb the next time? Who knows?
I have a very, very serious question for you. A
Okay.
lot of it kind of comes from a comedy point of view. Like, people throw out the term, you need to learn how to read the room.
Yeah.
And so when you're looking around the room and trying to absorb something, whatever it's like the Wizard of Oz to me. I
Yep.
know when I'm looking at a room, I know what I'm reading. Who's single? Who notices me? And is their wife still breathing?
Yeah.
So like, tell me what you, Skratch with a K, do to know how to change up your jokes when are you reading a room, and what do you change?
I tend to like to cram a lot of my stuff down their throat. But with that said, I still read a room where I can say, okay, maybe I won't do this tonight. Maybe I won't do that tonight. Some of my crowd work, I have pocket jokes for. So when I read a room before I go up on stage, I will pick out the person that's getting hit with that, the person that's getting hit with that joke, the person that's getting hit with that. I try to do crowd work where I interview the people, and then I got a better idea where I could go as I start out with some crowd work, kind of doing an interview and playfully busting their chops without hurting anybody's feelings. And it kind of gives me an idea right there, as opposed to looking out on the crowd and deciding where am I going to go with my jokes or reading the room. So I kind of read the room by playing with them a little bit, maybe throw this out a little bit, throw that out a little bit, and then that helps me determine where I need to go to from there.
I love that. Thank you for putting meat on that. I think that's the best response I've had out of 470 interviews.
Thanks.
Thank you. So before we go, because I've got another one at 2:00 my time. Before we go, there's one last thing I want from you.
Okay.
As a comedian, you look out of the world through a comedic eye and you see things differently.
Yes.
So when you're looking at a world that's going through their first pandemic, what is something weird, hard, stupid, scary, crazy that you've seen that's funny? The pandemic's not funny, but the way people overreact or react is funny?
You know, there's a lot of things, to be honest with you. Like from the beginning, I didn't understand why toilet paper disappeared. I mean, I'm sure nobody did. I mean, I'm on my last roll right now from before the pandemic. Just saying. So I don't understand what the panic was with the toilet paper. I thought that was pretty ridiculous. I mean, I saw videos of people just truckloads, just went in and bought truckloads. So I didn't understand that at all. I thought that was weird. And right now with the masks, I mean, I'll tell you right now, I don't always wear a mask when I go places, but I don't have a problem at all wearing them where somebody is like, it's mandatory or we recommend it. All right, cool. I'm gonna make you comfortable too. I'll put my mask on, I'll go in. Sometimes I want to wear my mask in that certain place. Sometimes I run in a place and I don't wear it. But anybody that's like, I'm not wearing a mask, you're getting grumpy about the wrong shit. You're getting grumpy about the wrong shit. You don't want to wear a mask? Don't wear a mask. Just shut your mouth and quit complaining about it. If you want to wear a mask, don't preach at this cat for not wearing a mask. You got yours on, it's fun.
You know, I'm part Jewish. My dad was Jewish, so that means I'm not Jewish at all, but I keep telling people I'm half Jewish just to piss them off. And so when I went to Denny's and they said, you can't come in without a mask. And I went, oh man, I forgot my mask. And I go, can you sell me one? And they're like, no. And I'm like, man, being only half Jewish, I'm seeing a business opportunity.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, how can
you
you
can
not
sell masks right outside the store on the way in.
Yeah.
You got your mask, here you go. But I don't know. The pandemic's making people crazy. I mean, we're all feeling it some type of way. I mean, I'm you know, a lot of my gigs that I've been working, I haven't been able to do. Yeah. And that's put me in a financial strain. It's a good thing I'd been saving money before this all started. And, you know, it's just, I mean, even it doesn't matter how strong you are during these times, whether it's masks pissing you off, or being out of toilet paper that's pissing you off, or being out of work, or not being able to go somewhere, or not being able to be around your friends, or anything like that. I mean, even the strongest soul and mind can be deteriorated by the situation we're in right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what is something that one thing that you think somebody can do to stay sane right now?
Smoke a lot of pot. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually working because I smoke a lot of pot and I'm about to rip my hair out.
It's so hard to try to stay sane right now.
It is.
It is. Thank you for coming on. Do you want to give me?
Thank you for having me.
I posted your links, and in 1 to 3 days, Adam Dominguez will have the sitcom version, and I'll share it with you so you can share it too.
Yeah, it sounds great. Again, I really appreciate you having me on.
I'm so happy to.
I'm glad I could bring you to my beach. My one place of sanctitude, the one place where I spend a lot of time here. I drink my coffee here every day, and I just sit here, and this is one of the things I do to try to get this to stay together during the pandemic.
Oh, totally. I wish I was at the beach right now, I'll tell you. And
well, you are kind of.
I know. I'm a huge NASCAR fan. Who's your favorite driver?
Martin Truex Jr.
Okay. Wow. Mine is Kevin Harvick. I don't know
right
why.
on. I like Kevin Harvick too. Hey, he's awesome. I love it. I like Kevin Harvick as well.
A lot of them NASCAR drivers have really good senses of humor too.
Oh yeah.
So have you met any of them?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've actually met Martin Truex Jr., Ken Schrader, Richard Petty,
wow,
Bobby Allison.
What?
There's been many. There's been many. A guy that's racing in the trucks right now, Spencer Boyd. I did an interview with him for the radio a couple years back.
That's so cool. Well, I'm gonna head out, and anytime you have once a month, you can come back and promote anything you like.
I would love to.
Please do it.
I would love to.
Thank you so much. Stay safe and stay sane.
Thank you, Linda. Take care of yourself because nobody else gives a rat's ass, girl.
Thank you for reminding me.
Well, that goes for everybody. Thanks for having me. I'm gonna get in the water now.
Bye. Thank you. Love you.
Thank Thank you. Love you.
Bye.
Everybody's talking at the